Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Table Talk. I'm Olivia Wieseler with the Star-Herald, and today we have Dr. Nicole Regan here with us to talk about her new position as the incoming superintendent for Gering Public Schools. So Dr. Regan, I was wondering if you could just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and what kind of brought you out here in the first place.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Originally born and raised in Wisconsin, but went to school in Omaha, Nebraska, and that's where I started my teaching career as an elementary special education teacher.
Okay.
And was a teacher for approximately 10 or 11 years, and then moved into building leadership with Omaha Public Schools, which led me to coordinator of human resources for secondary schools in the Omaha Public Schools. So I was in human resources for about 10 years in Omaha. The opportunity brought me to be the director of recruitment and supervisor of special programs in Lincoln Public Schools.
Okay.
So the pathway was always about schools, about teaching, education, about kids. The opportunity to be in human resources really gave me a good idea about the impact that school districts do for children, for a community. And so it was a dream of mine, a goal of mine to be superintendent of schools. And I was really looking for a smaller school district. One, to be a part of a community, and also to know everything about the school district. And so Gering, Nebraska, Gering Public Schools was a perfect size, and the reputation of Gering Public Schools was first and foremost in regards to this opportunity. So I'm really excited for this opportunity. There is a connection with the Western Nebraska. My husband was worked in Scottsbluff before we met and before we married, so he is very excited to be back. He's had really great and fond memories of being in the Scottsbluff, Gering area.
Okay, cool. And how are you liking Western Nebraska so far, being out here?
Love it, love it. It's beautiful. The people are fantastic, and so couldn't have asked for a better place to be. Love it.
Awesome. And so how do you plan to use some of your background in education in your role as superintendent here at Gering?
Right. In human resources, we always thought of it as the heart of the district. Everything that functions for a district, business processes, having the right people in the right positions, focus on student success, student achievement, and employee and our employees. Always came through human resources. So having that information and knowing those experiences working with special education, state law, state statute, and opportunities to continue to improve a school district was what we did in human resources. So using my background and knowledge of that piece to maximize opportunities for Gering Public Schools. So we had just every piece that you do in a school district always had to be connected with human resources. So I plan to use that, whether it's the budget skills, the finance, empowering others, and making sure there's opportunities for our students.
Awesome. And what are you looking forward to? What goals do you have going into this position starting this fall and everything?
We have some great, exciting goals. So the first and foremost is for the students, and a part of expanding our early childhood programming at Northfield Elementary for all-day early childhood care, and then also on the other side of the high school opportunities. So having 33 new courses that we're partnering with WNCC for our students and looking at those career pathways for them. So both sides of the scope in regards to our students, and exciting to build upon programs and opportunities and success for our students.
Awesome. And so you haven't been in the area for too long yet. What have you done, or have you done anything to kind of get to know the area, get to know the people, get a feel for the community? What are you planning to do to kind of get to know the area and everything?
That's a great question, and I've been here for a couple of visits. So I accepted the position in November by the Board of Education, and so I've had the opportunity to come back and work with Mr. Gary Cooper, our interim superintendent, for a number of pieces. And the Gering Public Schools has invited me back to celebrate their retirements, other big planning opportunities that we have with the community. so that I can be a part of that. And so it's not as new as the first day will be, but it's been wonderful every visit that I've come back through since November till now. So I'm glad to be permanently here and not traveling back. But it's been a wonderful experience that the board has allowed me to do this entire year during the school year.
Awesome. And so how do you anticipate, with all the different leadership that is coming to the area in the education sphere? Scottsbluff's got new leadership, ESU 13 has new leadership. How do you plan to navigate that? Are there any potential partnerships in the future that you can see, or how are you feeling about that?
Absolutely. I mean, that's so key. It's so important. Gering Public Schools needs to do well as well as all the other entities that are in the community. And so ESU 13, Scottsbluff, WNCC, so that continual communication and partnering and ideas that we can bring together to better all schools, all programs for the community and for our students. So very important is touching base with everyone that's new as well as me and tapping into our ideas and experiences and our talents that we can bring to the community.
For sure. Is there anything else that you want to add about being superintendent, incoming superintendent, about Gering Public Schools, education, anything else that we haven't talked about that you'd like to add?
I'm truly honored to be here, and it's an immense opportunity, and I'm so excited. We've got a lot of great people doing a lot of great things, and so I just encourage to look forward to the new developments, the new stories that we'll have of expanding programs for students and people having an excitement about education.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Dr. Regan. Again, this was Star-Herald Table Talk, and we look forward to seeing you next week.